Cancer. Hi. This will be a general reading for the zodiac sign Cancer, Sun, Moon, and Rising. Let's go ahead and get started. You're feeling a bit guarded or defensive. There may have been something revealed to you, or some clarity gained. It seems like you're maybe crossed with someone who's kind of dishonest or difficult in some ways. You know, this sort of suggests almost taking some time to think or contemplate. You know, you want to approach this with a level head. It sort of suggests you're going to come to this place where you're going to have to make a judgment call to let this go, and you're not necessarily happy about it, but you do seem to heal quite tremendously even. Let me clarify this though to make sure that this Ten of Cups isn't supposed to be in reverse. You know, things could go in your favor actually. Especially if you're a bit guarded. I think a lot of this is in your mind, if I'm being honest, because it seems like you maybe are having a sense of illusions and like anticipation, you know? So it's like if we're waiting for a call that's taking too long, in our opinion, we start to make up stories in our heads or narratives or whatever. It kind of feels like that, but you may get an unexpected communication, or I don't know though, because you know, there are a lot of signs of sort of toxicity here. So, you know, even if you do hear back, it may be better to avoid the situation. This is, you know, persisting forward with, it really suggests an ability to manifest. It suggests that you're very well balanced. So I think you're maybe in a place of acceptance with whatever sort of comes your way, to be honest. You know, you do seem a bit jaded though, I must say. And it kind of suggests that you're fighting, or you know, you're sort of holding back. You're not going to compete or argue or fight in some way. There's a loss of fear in letting go, and I think that that's incredibly freeing for you in some ways. The ability to just be okay with whatever comes, you know, because expectations, you know, will usually let us down, especially if they're set on people, or if we put someone on a pedestal, or if we become very fixated in one direction, you know, and then that it's not reciprocal or whatever, reciprocated, yeah. It can really play into our insecurities. You know, it does sort of suggest a level of investigation. You might even reach out to someone, if I'm being honest, because it sort of seems like you're trying to push something forward in some way, but you're maybe expecting something or someone to sort of come towards you, but then they don't, and this sort of gets frustrating at a certain point, and you're just like, hey, you know, you make the move, right? I could definitely see that playing out in this way also. But you know, take it where it fits, apply it in your life where it fits. It feels like some kind of situation with a person though, if I'm being honest. Lord of the Triumphant Light. Princess of the Palace of Flames. There's sort of, yeah, it's, you know, you've been, I feel like you're gonna get some rest from any struggles you've been going through, particularly financially. And I feel like that sort of, you know, drops an enormous amount of stress for you. But I would say this, don't let that slow you down. There's a need to sort of understand that, you know, especially when things are comfortable, yeah, because it sort of suggests you might set yourself up for failure. Like, say that you have a level of assistance come in, or you somehow gain a decent amount of money. You tend to sort of rest in that comfort, where really that's where you should be pushing your hardest, because you have the resources to back you. You might find yourself in a difficult situation here, particularly as far as your material world goes. Let's have a little bit deeper look at this, because I want to see if I can find some solutions to that. This deck is harsh as shit, dude. It's the Hermetic deck, and it's just like Lord of Ruin. You know, it's like, God, this thing just deemed me the Lord of Ruin. You know, it's. Advice. This suggests finding a balance, because it almost suggests you could claim victory quite easily if you put your mind to it. And yeah, you know, a lot of this comes from your unstable efforts, right? Or maybe you backtrack into old patterns or habits, or because there's sort of the suggestion of unstable effort. And that's what I mean. It's like maybe things start going really well, but then you get comfortable in that, and somehow you sort of, you know, cut yourself short. It's suggesting to observe that and not let that happen, basically. So you have the unique opportunity, particularly because I feel like a lot of people are at this crossroads point of like reevaluating their life and how they do things, especially in their work life and things like that. You know, you have the potential to set a course for yourself that could really change things for you, and I feel like become very empowering. I don't know what that may be. You may already have the idea for it, or it may come to you. But that is sort of indicated here that there's a unique period right now where you're reviewing things, and if you make the right choices, you could really up your game. Especially staying away from like toxic people, or bad habits, or, you know, putting yourself in situations that throw you out of balance, especially on an emotional level. Avoid any level of manipulation or of, you know, these sort of like power dynamics, because even if it's just in, say, your like your personal life, if you get out of whack emotionally, that's going to affect everything. It's going to throw you out of whack financially. It's going to throw your energy off. It's going to, you know, it's going to make you not present. There's all kinds of ramifications from one thing that can spread out to many. So, you know, it's just sort of saying to prioritize what you should prioritize, so that you know you'll get your best results. So, Cancer, I hope you enjoyed this reading. Please do like and subscribe, and I'm going to take this over to my Patreon. The first link below will take you there if you want to see this full extended reading and all my other exclusive and extended content. So that being said, Cancer, I hope you have a great night.